Hi, everyone, and welcome to Talk English Today, your favorite podcast for learning and improving English. I'm Alex, your host.
And I'm Jemica, your co-host. We're so excited to have you here. Today we're diving into a topic that can really help you improve your English skills. Think smart, speak fluent. It's all about how organizing your thoughts can make your speaking smoother and more natural.
Have you ever felt stuck when trying to speak English? Maybe you know the words in your head, but when it's time to talk, it feels like you can't connect them. Don't worry, it's a common challenge for many English learners.
That's right, Alex. A lot of learners focus so much on grammar or vocabulary that they forget the most important step: how to think in English. Fluency doesn't start with words. It starts with clear thoughts. Today, we'll share practical tips to help you think smart so you can speak with confidence.
Let's dive into an important idea: how your thinking influences your speaking. Imagine for a moment that your brain is like a busy highway. When your thoughts are clear and organized, your words can flow effortlessly, like cars driving smoothly with no traffic.
That's a great comparison, Alex. But what happens when you overthink or try to translate everything from your native language into English? It's like a traffic jam. Everything slows down and it's hard to get your message across.
Exactly. That's why learning to think directly in English is so powerful. Instead of constantly translating in your head, you can focus on expressing yourself naturally.
And here's something interesting. When you think in English, it's not just about speed. It also helps you avoid common mistakes. You're less likely to mix up grammar or vocabulary because you're not switching between two languages in your head.
That's true. Let's give an example. Imagine someone is trying to say, "I'm going to the store" in English. If they think in their native language first, they might get stuck translating each word, and the sentence might come out slow or incorrect. But if they think directly in English, the words come together naturally, and they can say it with confidence.
It's like training your brain to work in a new way. At first, it feels strange and maybe even difficult. But the more you practice, the easier it gets.
You're right, it's a process. Think of it like building a muscle. When you go to the gym, you don't expect to lift heavy weights on your first day. You start small and build strength over time.
That's a great way to think about it. And speaking English fluently works the same way. You're training your brain to handle the language smoothly and efficiently.
One tip to start thinking in English is to narrate your day. For example, when you're brushing your teeth, you can think, "I'm brushing my teeth." Or when you're walking to work, think, "I'm walking to work."
I love that idea. It's a simple way to practice, and it helps you get used to forming sentences in English without overthinking.
Another tip is to use English when you talk to yourself. For example, if you're planning your day, say, "I need to finish my homework, then go shopping." It's a small step, but it makes a big difference.
And don't forget about your environment. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Listen to English music, watch English shows, or even change the language on your phone to English.
That's a great point, Jemica. When your brain is surrounded by English, it starts to absorb the language naturally. You'll notice new phrases, improve your pronunciation, and feel more comfortable speaking.
And the best part is, you don't have to be perfect. The goal is to practice thinking in English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Absolutely. Mistakes are a normal part of learning. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel, and the easier it will become to think smart and speak fluent.
So remember, if you want to speak fluently, start by training your brain to think in English. It's like clearing that traffic jam on the highway. When your thoughts flow, your words will too.
That's a great way to put it, Jamika. And later in this episode, we'll share some practical exercises you can do to make this process even easier. So stay tuned. Now, let's talk about how to improve your fluency in English. There's a common misconception that fluency means speaking quickly, but that's not true at all.
That's such an important point, Alex. Fluency isn't about speed. It's about clarity and confidence. Speaking fluently means you can express your thoughts in a way that others can understand, even if you're speaking slowly.
Exactly. In fact, speaking too fast can sometimes make it harder for people to understand you, especially if your pronunciation isn't clear. It's much better to focus on speaking clearly and naturally.
One great strategy is to start with short, simple sentences. For example, instead of trying to say something long and complex, start with something like, I like coffee. It's easy, it's clear, and it's a great foundation.
And once you feel comfortable with short sentences, you can start adding more details. For example, you can say, I like coffee because it's warm and tastes good. Adding details helps you build your confidence and makes your sentences more interesting.
That's a great example, Alex. Another thing to remember is that it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are a natural part of learning. Every time you make a mistake, you're learning something new and getting closer to fluency.
That's so true, Jemica. And sometimes, your mistakes can actually help you connect with others. People appreciate when you're trying your best, and many native speakers will help you if you're struggling with a word or phrase.
Absolutely. And don't forget about practicing out loud. Reading, writing, and listening are important, but speaking is the key to fluency. The more you speak, the more natural it will feel.
A simple way to practice is by repeating phrases you hear in English. For example, if you're watching a movie or listening to a podcast, pause and repeat what the speakers say. It's a great way to practice pronunciation and rhythm.
Yes. And shadowing is another great technique. That's when you listen to a sentence and try to say it at the same time as the speaker. It helps you match their tone, speed, and intonation.
That's a powerful exercise. Another tip is to record yourself speaking. It might feel strange at first, but it's a great way to hear how you sound and identify areas for improvement.
And when you listen to your recording, focus on what you're doing well, not just your mistakes. It's important to celebrate your progress and stay motivated.
That's a great mindset, Jemica. And let's not forget about the importance of finding a conversation partner. Whether it's a friend, a teacher, or even a language exchange partner online, practicing with someone else can make a big difference.
I agree. Conversations are a great way to learn new words, get feedback, and build confidence. Plus, they're a lot of fun.
Definitely. And if you don't have someone to practice with, you can still practice by talking to yourself. Describe what you're doing, like, I'm making breakfast, or talk about your plans, like, today I will go to the park.
That's such a helpful tip. It might feel a little silly at first, but it's a great way to get comfortable speaking English.
And here's another idea. Set small, achievable goals for yourself. For example, you might decide to learn and use 3 new phrases every day. Small goals like these can add up to big improvements over time.
That's a great point, Alex. And remember, fluency isn't something that happens overnight. It's a journey. Be patient with yourself and focus on making steady progress.
Right. And don't forget to have fun with it. Watch shows you enjoy, listen to music, or even play games in English. The more you enjoy the process, the more motivated you'll be to keep practicing.
Exactly. Fluency isn't just about speaking. It's about feeling confident and enjoying the process of learning and communicating.
So to recap, focus on clear and simple sentences, embrace your mistakes, and practice as much as you can, whether it's with a partner, by yourself, or through fun activities.
And remember, every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Keep practicing, keep learning, and soon you'll be speaking fluently with confidence.
That's right, Jemica. Fluency is within reach, and with these strategies, you're well on your way to achieving it. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll share some specific exercises you can start using today to improve your fluency. Stay tuned.
All right, now it's time for some fun. We've shared a lot of tips and strategies for improving your fluency, but now it's your turn to practice. We've got a fun challenge for you to try.
That's right, Jemica. This challenge is all about speaking practice and getting comfortable expressing yourself in English. The best part? You don't need to worry about making mistakes. Just focus on speaking and improving.
Here's the challenge. 1. Pick a simple topic to talk about. It could be something easy and familiar to you, like your favorite food, your daily routine, or a hobby you enjoy.
This is all about speaking freely. So choose something you're comfortable with. The more personal and natural the topic, the easier it will be for you to talk about it.
Once you've picked your topic, set a timer for 1 minute. You might be thinking, 1 minute? That's too short. But trust me, 1 minute can feel longer than you think when you're speaking.
Exactly. And here's the fun part. When the timer starts, speak about the topic in English for the whole minute. Don't stop, even if you make mistakes. The goal is to keep going, not to be perfect.
That's right. This challenge is about building your confidence, not stressing about making everything perfect. Fluency comes with practice, and sometimes that means making mistakes and learning from them.
Exactly, Jemica. It's okay if you get stuck or need to think for a moment. Just keep talking. If you don't know a word or phrase, try to explain it in another way. For example, if you can't remember how to say delicious, you might say, "It tastes very good."
And remember, the more you practice, the easier it gets. This challenge is a great way to help your brain think in English without translating everything in your head. The more you speak without stopping, the more natural it will feel.
Now, if you're feeling a bit brave, we have a bonus challenge for you. You can record yourself while you're doing this exercise.
Yes, recording yourself is such a helpful tool. When you listen to the recording later, you can notice areas where you might need to improve, like your pronunciation or sentence structure.
Plus, you get to track your progress over time. You'll be amazed at how much you improve with just a few minutes of practice each day.
So, to sum it up, choose a simple topic you're familiar with. Set a timer for 1 minute. Speak about the topic in English without stopping, even if you make mistakes. And if you're feeling extra confident, record yourself and listen later to see how you can improve.
It's a fun and easy way to boost your fluency. Don't worry about being perfect, just focus on speaking and having fun with it.
We challenge you to try this out today. Practice every day and soon you'll notice how much more comfortable you feel speaking English.
And remember, consistency is key. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. So, take on the challenge, have fun with it, and keep speaking.
We hope you're excited to try this challenge, and we can't wait to hear how it goes. Keep practicing and stay tuned for more tips and strategies on improving your English fluency.
That's all for today's episode of Talk English Today. We'll see you next time with more great ideas to help you think smart and speak fluent. Thanks for listening.
Bye for now, and remember, practice makes perfect. Keep speaking and you'll get there.
And that's all for today's episode of Talk English Today. We hope these tips help you think smart and speak fluent.
Remember, fluency doesn't happen overnight. It's all about consistent practice and keeping a positive mindset. Every small step you take brings you closer to speaking English confidently.
That's right. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. The more, the merrier.
And please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you and know what topics you'd like us to cover next. Your feedback is really important to us.
Alex and Jemica, together. See you next time on Talk English Today. Keep practicing, and remember, the journey to fluency is exciting.